Hello, if you're new here, my name is Kelly. I am the creator of yumikocreates. I own a small business called yumikocreates, and I sell stuff mainly on Etsy and small markets or artist alleys around my area. Today we're going to do a short Q&A, and I'll probably insert like some clips here and there of or not here and there, but like throughout the video of what I did like throughout the week, what my life is like when I'm not working on Yumiko Creates, to kind of just give a little break of the small business aspect. But I think most of the questions anyways are regarding Yumiko Creates or like about me. So yeah, let's get to it, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. I am currently working my 9 to 5 right now, and I guess, I don't know, I'm so tired. I didn't get that much sleep last night because we had something like urgent to do, and it's due today at 3, and we're just doing the finishing touches, so I don't know. I just feel so exhausted. I'm definitely taking a nap after it's done though. But yeah, I just wanted to vlog what I guess like my day-to-day looks like rather than just my business stuff. Yeah. Alright. Let's see. Will you come back to streaming anytime soon? I feel like I get this question not a lot, but I get it like here and there. If you know me, like before I started Yumiko Creates, I actually was streaming on Twitch. I used to be a Twitch streamer. I streamed from I think 2021 up until earlier this year. I never made an official announcement, but I decided that I was going to quit streaming. And so, unfortunately, I don't want to say never because, like things can change in the future, but right now in the foreseeable future, especially like kind of like approaching like my 30s, I'm in my late 20s. I just don't see myself streaming anymore, especially on Twitch. There's a lot of reasons why I decided to quit streaming. It was definitely something that was a long time coming, I guess. If you followed me like from like 2021 or like 2022, then it was something that was bound to happen. I just like didn't want to announce it because I was still unsure, but by the time like I had, I guess, like solidified it that I wasn't going to stream anymore, then it felt like it was irrelevant. I felt like I was like irrelevant. It didn't matter. There was like a new era of streamers, new people, and I just wanted to step away from that. That's it. So short answer is probably not for a really long time, if not never. Next question is, what made you start yumikocreates? I think I answered this in my last video, but I started yumikocreates because I just wanted to make things that make people happy. I've always been kind of like a creative person, like artistic person. I started off with like drawing like when I was younger, and then I kind of like shifted over to painting, and I guess like the style of painting that I did was more abstract painting and watercolor paint, but and I dabbled like in acrylic paint here and there, but I never really made, I guess, like little trinkets, so like keychains or like anything else. But I've always been like the type of person to want to make someone a gift. I never really liked the idea of buying someone a gift, and so like growing up, I liked making like cards and stuff for like my family, like for holidays. I liked making like my parents stuff like for Mother's Day and Father's Day. Even like with friends, I just liked making them stuff because it's unique. Um, and so I wanted to start Yumiko Creates because I felt like it was like a genuine gift of like sharing a little bit of happiness, not only like from the person who is giving you the gift, but from me as well, because I put a lot of effort and thought and happiness into making these things. And so, yeah, that's what made me want to start Yumiko Creates. I think it was also partially um, just me kind of being bored, I guess, because I started Yumiko Creates like a few months after I had an incident, and that resulted me in having a concussion and permanent brain damage, which I'm fine now. I obviously have like some tendencies like here and there that show signs that like I've had brain trauma. Um, like even like my jaw, like I still have jaw trauma, and it hasn't fully healed yet, and it's been almost a year. It's been 11 months since my incident. But yeah, so I started it because I was just bored. I didn't know what to do. I had quit my job at TikTok shortly after my incident. It was just too much to handle. I didn't know how long I would take to fully recover. I didn't know what was next in my life, but I just knew I didn't want to be there. So I kind of just started it just as like a little thing that I wanted to do, like something that I've always wanted to do was just to like create things. But yeah, it's just something that I liked, and I was just like, why not? Oh, I don't know if I could say that, but I was just like, yeah, like why not? Like I'll go for it. Yeah. Next question is there something you wish you knew before starting your small business? There's so many things that I wish I knew. Um, like, I don't know. I really went into this like blindsided. I had like no experience in running a small business. A lot of my experience, like professionally, is helping a startup, like starting a business, but on a larger scale. Um, and from the hiring side, like from the people side, but nothing about like literally starting a small business, like a crafts, like handmade crafts business on your own, like from start to like, I don't know, finish a bigger end of it. Um, so I guess like some things that I wish I knew was that it was going to definitely be like a slow ride in the beginning, and it's going to be discouraging. There are going to be people that don't like you. I think it was a given. I think I kind of knew that. I didn't think too much of it. I was like, whatever. Like, I'll just go for it. But it was discouraging a lot, like in the beginning, and I just didn't know, I guess, like what I wanted to do, like how can I grow more, I didn't know how to grow more. I know nothing about social media. I don't really have any socials besides Instagram and now YouTube. Um, and yeah, like I didn't know what I was doing. Like I think I live pretty much kind of under a rock. I'm not really like familiar with trends and stuff, and I know this now because I hang out with my friends Justin and Nikki. See the picture here. I love them. Shout out to them. Um, I just I don't know. Like I don't understand anything that they're saying. I don't understand a lot of things that people refer to because I'm not socially connected with that, and it's like kind of like a blessing and a curse because I don't know how to grow my business. I don't know like what's trending in order to grow it. So I just kind of like post whatever. So I wish I knew like more trends and more marketing skills before starting this, and I don't know that I wasn't alone. I definitely felt alone a lot of the times. Even now, sometimes like I feel like I'm alone in doing all of this because I do handle this business all by myself. Which is like another question I think someone asked is like, do you make everything yourself? And yes, I do. I do make everything all on my own. I don't have any help at all. Even when setting up my booth, I don't have help at all. I think the only time that I really had help was dismantling my booth, and that was thanks to Christy, as mentioned in my last video. And yeah, there's just a lot of things, and I know that there's going to be a lot of things that I'm going to say in the future. Oh, I wish I knew this like when I first started, but it's all a learning curve. And so kind of like an advice to anyone that's starting their small business is that there are going to be a lot of mistakes. There are going to be a lot of things that you don't know, and you don't have to know everything before starting. You can just dive in and you learn as you go. And it's the same thing with life, right? You don't know everything. Like when you come, like I don't know, like out of like high school, you don't know how to pay for taxes. It's a learn as you go kind of thing. um so yeah, that there are a lot of things that I really wish I knew, but we're here now and we're doing great. We still have a lot to learn, but we'll be fine. um how long have I been doing this? This is a common question that I've been asked at markets. I have only been doing this since the beginning of this year. In terms of vending, I just started in June. I think I really put more effort into what I was doing in May/June, because from the period of like I guess end of December or like beginning of January to May, I was more focused on nails. And for those of you that don't know, I actually started off just doing press on nails. Yumikocreates was kind of more focused on nails, press on nails at the time, but when I started making like clay keychains and other stuff, that kind of started popping off more. And so I'm slowly shifting my focus away from press on nails right now, and eventually the press on nails will be gone from my shop. I believe I'm aiming for early January of next year, of 2026. And so if you want to buy press on nails, I advise you to do so soon, or yeah, soon, because I do plan on getting rid of them within the next 2 to 3 months. uh, where do you find markets to apply to? I think most of the markets that I find are actually on Instagram. I just get recommended like we're looking for vendors posts, and I guess yeah, we're looking for vendors posts or like orgs that host events. And so I'll usually apply to them when I see them, like if I'm interested in it, or if it seems like something that would be an event that would have my target audience. Um, what else? I've tried like looking online, but it feels like it doesn't really help as much. So I just kind of like let my algorithm do its thing. I'm very like like I'll just go with the flow kind of thing. Like, I don't actively like look for markets. I just let things happen. The first market was Okidoki Marketplace. I believe I came across it and I was like, oh my god, like this sounds so fun. I want to apply, but I don't know if I should because the vendor fee's high. It's in San Francisco. And like, what if they don't accept me because I've never done a market before? I like barely have anything. And surprisingly enough, Okidoki is actually the reason why I ended up shifting my, I guess, like what I sell. Because initially, like I said, I was doing press on nails, but because there was another vendor there that was focused only sells press on nails, I made the effort to not sell press on nails as much and focus more on keychains and phone charms, and that ended up doing really well, and that's what I ended up actually sticking with for until now. And I've started like expanding on keychains and phone charms, phone accessories and such, and kind of expanding my horizon and more beaded and crocheted goods rather than press on nails. So, and hopefully I will have a lot more things in the future, but right now I am like straying away from press on nails, like I've mentioned a lot already in this video. Next question is, how do you apply to these markets? There's usually like a Google form or some kind of form like you'd have to fill out. It's usually linked in their bio once you find like the post. And so I just apply to them like based off of like what their criteria is. Like if I even qualify, then I'll apply. But if I don't qualify, then I won't apply, obviously. So I'll apply to them through like Google Forms and such and fill out like whatever info they asked for. I haven't had any bad experiences so far, so yeah, everything has gone smoothly in terms of like applying if you know how to use Google Sheets or like just applying a simple form. It's not rocket science, it's pretty easy. And then the next question is, do you need a permit or some sort of credential to apply? Some markets you do need credentials or like a permit. You do, in California at least, you need a seller's permit, and that is, I believe, like 90 days from what I've researched. I don't have one yet because all the markets that I've done don't require me to need a permit. And usually I try to, I guess, do markets that don't require a permit because I'm lazy. I'm a very lazy person. I work in corporate. This is my side job, or like my side thing. So I don't want to put in any more unnecessary effort into doing these things when I don't have to, or like when there are other markets that don't require like something extra for me to do. Excuse me. But yeah, I am trying to get one, but I'm trying to I'm trying to timing it perfectly. I'm trying to time it perfectly. English, hello. I'm trying to time it perfectly because I want to be able to use that permit for other events, not just one event. So yeah, it depends. It depends on the market. You might need a permit, you might not. It also depends on where you live, so do your research depending on where you live, whether you need a permit or any credentials or not. Where do you get inspo for new things to make? This is kind of hard. I think I usually get inspo from Pinterest and YouTube videos. I really like watching a lot of YouTube videos. They're mostly like Korean or Japanese YouTube videos of making things, or like Pinterest. Like I'll just like look up like DIY keychains or something. I don't know. It's really hard to say because when I'm making something in the moment, like for example, like the mini miffy keychain, I didn't follow like any like tutorial or I didn't like look at any Pinterest thing. I just made like a little miffy like head keychain because I didn't want to make the body. I thought like, oh, the head would be so much easier, and then if I attach it to a keychain it would look cute. And when I was making like the actual keychain of it, I didn't really like lay it out. I know like some people like to lay out their beads before putting it on and then closing it off. I don't do that. I don't think I even do that with new things that I make. Because I don't know. Like I don't regret like any decisions that I make. I know that if I don't like it, someone else will like it. And so it feels like kind of like, the art in itself, that some people like will not like it. I will always be my biggest critic. But it might seem like something beautiful to someone else. So in terms of like inspo, when I'm actually making something new, there's no inspo. I'm literally head empty, just doing it just to do it. And then it turns out pretty good for the most part. I think 95 to 98% of the time I like what I make. And that's not to like, like be narcissistic or like full of myself, but I think I just like the things that I make because I know what I want. That's just the kind of person I am. I know what I want. I know like what I'm expecting from my outcome most of the time, and so yeah, I don't know. But like in terms of general inspo, I do like watch like YouTube videos. Like for example, like my crochet bow keychain. I watched like a YouTube video on how to make a bow, and the bow is originally for like your headphones. I was looking for the headphone, but yeah, it's for like your headphone, and then you just like tie it there. It's like cute. But I decided like I wanted to make the bow into a keychain and that it would be really cute on a bag. And so that's how that happened. That was like my most recent like creation, kind of. And yeah, I don't know. In terms of like other stuff, inspirations, like magnets or like pins, hinting at the future. Hopefully it turns out well. I just thought like it would be cute like to put on my bag because like my bag's pretty empty besides like having the keychain. And my fridge is also empty, so I wanted to like put like little things like on the fridge, and also because houses that I've been to have a lot of magnets too, so I thought it would be cute. Yeah. Will you be making any Yumi merch? Technically I do. It is my sticker. The Stop and Smell the Flower sticker. Insert here or here. I don't know. I'll insert somewhere here on the screen. There is technically Yumi merch. But no one buys the sticker, so it's like I said in my last video, I don't think stickers will be a long-term thing unless like sales go up. They will definitely have to go sooner or later. I will give them probably a year. But yeah, Yumi merch is like an iffy thing because no one really knows Yumi like that. I can't bring her to markets most of the time. And yeah, maybe not. If I don't know, Yumi stuff sells, then I will make merch out of Yumi. But so far, no Yumi merch right now other than the stickers. What items do you have coming up? So recently I released 4 new stickers. Insert on the screen here. And phone straps. Ooh, fun. They have been pretty good sellers at my markets. One I've been meaning to actually post. It's just that I'm kind of lazy. Is the phone charms, the ones with the little string and like a little tiny miffy at the end of it. Those I do plan on probably launching sometime by the end of this year. It's just that I want to make a design that is consistent for when people order on Etsy, because right now when I sell these phone charms at markets, they're all different designs. I don't repeat designs. And so it's going to take me some time to really think about like how many color options and how many versions of each color should I make like for these like phone charms. And then what I hinted at earlier was the pins and magnets. I can show the magnet right here. The miffy magnet. It's really cute. It's kind of small. Has a small magnet. It's not too strong, so it can't go through very thick metal. Like I'd say like 3-4 millimeters thick metal, but it does stick on fridges. I don't know, I'm thinking about maybe just buying like a better magnet, but this was my test. And yeah, it's like a cute magnet. I don't know, it's a clay magnet. It's supposed to be kind of like a play off on my miffy keychain that I've made before, but magnet version. And it's the same thing with the pin. It looks exactly the same except it's a pin and it goes on your bag, and so far it hasn't fallen off. So yeah, those are a few things that I do plan on making next, or like releasing. And then, as I mentioned in the last video, the crochet bow keychains are also what I plan on releasing. But as far as those things, I don't know what else I would want to make yet. But for the foreseeable future, for the next few shop updates, those are going to be new things that will be added, so keep an eye out. How are you so cool? I'm not really cool, but thank you. You guys are cool for watching, so I appreciate it. Thank you. What's your favorite item that you sell? My favorite item is everyone's favorite item, actually. It's the mini miffy keychain. Everyone loves it. Usually it's the mini miffy keychain or the phone charms, the miffy phone charms that are really popular. This past market, I think a lot of things were pretty popular. Even the hair clips were popular. But yeah, I think this past market, a lot of things were really popular and popping, but my favorite is the mini miffy keychain. It'll always have a special place in my heart because it's one of the first keychains I made and designed, and I loved it so much I made it in every color. So yeah, let me know what's your favorite. I'll go ahead and like put some pictures here and there. We'll have like, I don't know, a second to decide, but let me know what your favorite item is that I sell at markets or that's on my Etsy that you would buy for yourself or for whoever. How long does it take you to make the clay miffy? It honestly does not take that long. It takes like, I don't know, less than 5 minutes, like maybe 3 minutes to actually roll out the clay, attach the ears on. But then it's the waiting part, waiting for it to dry, which is usually at least 24 hours, and it depends on the weather and the temperature. Say like if I leave it in my room because it's raining outside and it's cold weather, it might take fewer or longer days. It might take up to like 3 days for the clay to actually dry unless my room is super warm. But given that also it cannot be too humid in my room. If it was hot, it would take less time. It would probably, I think it normally takes less than 24 hours for it to dry completely. But yeah, it really depends on like the weather and stuff, and then just dotting the I's and resining it doesn't take too long as well. The longest part is always just how long will it actually take to dry, and then also for the paint to dry. But because I use acrylic paint, it doesn't take that long. It's okay. But yeah, the longest part is just waiting for the clay itself to dry. So it doesn't, in short, without waiting, less than 5 minutes. Picking the actual keychain itself, depending on the keychain, like say the mini miffy keychain takes, I don't know, maybe 20 or less, 10, 15, 10-15 minutes, I think, just to make the keychain and then attach the mini miffy. What's a belief you've let go that changed you the most? This is kind of hard because I don't know if it's a belief, but it's kind of like a mentality that I always wanted to please people, that I had to accommodate to everyone that I met because I wanted to keep them in my life. I wanted to form like a genuine connection, and I've let go of that years ago, and like I'm still struggling a bit to let go of it now, I guess. Not really let go, but sometimes like it'll resurface, and that is something like I've definitely let go because I really don't need to like please everyone. I don't need to like always go out of my way for everyone. And so I've limited like my efforts into a lot of people and only put in effort to people that I really care about, really trust, and show up for me when I need them the most, and show up for me when, I don't know, like at happy things, like happy events, like when I started yumikocreates and such. Yeah, that was like a belief I really let go a long time ago, but right now, I don't know. There's not much else that, like in terms of like other beliefs, there's not much else. I guess like in terms of lifestyle, there's a lot of things that like I've let go. Like, I don't know, I don't need to worry about every little thing. I don't need to be in control of every little thing. I just have to let things happen. That was like kind of like a mentality. Like I let it go like a while ago. Like, I don't know, like 6 years ago, 7 years ago, because I just like having like control of things because of like my past and upbringing, and not having like any control of like what goes on in my life. And so I wanted to have control of, or like some say of like what goes on in my life. And yeah, it's just finding a balance. It's not completely letting go. And lastly, may you please release the unedited yap sessions. I don't know, do you guys like hearing me yap and it's like unedited? The video would be way too long. I don't know. You guys let me know. Alright, well, we have reached the end of the video, and I appreciate you guys for always watching my videos and for liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, whatever. I appreciate the support, and I hope this short Q&A did, I don't know, answered any questions like you might have had. I only limited asking these questions on my Instagram. So please follow my Instagram for more updates. That is where I post the most. And yeah, you'll find like where all my next events and any new things that are coming up, everything will be on my Instagram. I post there, if not every day, every other day. So yeah, I hope you guys had a wonderful time just listening to me talk, or I hope the questions were well answered. I am still struggling to answer things properly or to talk properly. But yeah, thank you for watching, and let me know what you guys want to see in the next video. I know we're also close to hitting 100 subscribers, so maybe we'll do like, I don't know, something special. Maybe a giveaway. I'll do a giveaway because it's also close to the holidays, so I love you guys. So I want to give you guys something special. But yeah, once we hit 100 subscribers, there will be something special. Alright, I love you all. Thank you again so much for watching. If you're new here, please remember to subscribe. Remember to subscribe and like, comment down below. I appreciate all the support, any support. Yeah. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.